Hello and welcome to Unacademy. My dear students, today we'll be discussing a very important thing, that is budget. For the whole 1 year, all the government policies, all the current affairs what you get will be directly or indirectly linked to the budget. My dear students, in this regard, I have thought of dealing all the three important UPSC books, that is Economic Survey, India, and also budget, line by line first, and afterwards I will be telling the gist. Not only that, I'll be dealing all these things from the prelims point of view and also mains point of view. In this session, here is the thing which is important and pertinent to the students who are beginners. So I'll be dealing the things in a more simpler way, line by line. Afterwards, I'll be getting into a gist. My dear students, having said that, let me welcome to my class on budget. And also, I welcome you all to Unacademy. My dear students, this is the way in which we will be going. Budget consists of 14 documents. You should have a fair idea of all these things. Not if you just have the gist, it won't help you. My dear students, I have cleared prelims 7 times. I have attended mains thrice. For clearing the prelims especially, one of the most important thing what I have done and what was my secret was the three books which I have mentioned. If you don't want to take any chance, my dear students, if not me, take any source, you please master them. First, you'll master all these 14 things, the documents, right? Let's crack UPSC Civil Service examination with India's largest learning platform. My dear students, I request you all to take the Unacademy subscription. It is one of the best online platform, my dear students, where you will be having structured courses. These structured courses will be in the form of daily live classes where you can get your doubts clarified. That is the reason why we are conducting everything live. What are the structured courses? These are the courses which are prepared keeping in view of the syllabus and also the previous year questions. These are prepared by top educators in India. So when you as a beginner, when you come, there is no need for you to think like what to do, what not to do. Just dive into our courses, we'll take care of the things. These daily live classes will be supplemented by live tests and quizzes which help evaluate you and let you know where you are. All these things will be for unlimited access during the subscription period. My dear students, then you may ask me like how to get the subscription. It's easy. Just download the Unacademy Learners app. My dear students, we at Unacademy, we are democratizing the education. We are democratizing the education. We are giving many things for free. If you download the Unacademy Learners app, I'll be teaching many special classes. All these special classes I'll be teaching at Unacademy app in detail. And also we'll have quiz. One-to-one interaction will be there. There, the app provides more interaction than our YouTube. Of downloading the Unacademy app, just click Buddha IAS for the code, and the code will be open for you. You can get all my courses for free there. Not only that, the well-known, renowned teachers like Brunal Patel all are teaching there. They are taking special classes which are for free, right? My dear student, this is a brief about me. I've been teaching UPSC aspirants for the past 12 years. In this direction, I have written many books with the pen name of Buddha AS. Only that I have written 7 times mains with public administration and anthropology. I went to interview thrice. My dear students, I have like a unique combination of the things. As you can go through my profile, the public administration, I was guided by the great stalwart Lakshmikant, the author of Polity, McGraw Hill's publication. Anthropology, once again, I was like guided by Munratnam Reddy the Great. Added to that, I have the profile of agriculture, biology, things, agriculture, MSc agriculture, BSc agriculture. In that, I have got specialization in economic service. Since I got this, I have written like Indian Forest Service and also I have written Indian Economic Service. With this huge diversity and lot of specialization, I am here to guide you, my district. If you have got any doubt, anything, you can message me on this Telegram group or you can contact me on the Unacademy Learners. Having said that, my dear students, I ask you to get a subscription because there are top educators, more than 100 top educators, not only me. Many top educators like Brunal Patel are teaching at an academy. These top educators have created courses which comprehensively cover the syllabus. Polity, history, geography, economy, environment science, climate change, all these things are covered. My dear students, if you get a plus subscription, you'll be having access to unlimited course. You'll be having daily interactive classes, structured courses and PDFs, live mock tests and quizzes will be there. And all these things will be at just 64,800 if you take 2 years subscription, my dear students. Just apply my promo code. You need not pay this 72. You have to pay 64 with my promo code. You'll be getting 10% discount. Not only that, my dear students, as you are aware, we are having a hand holding facility. We are having an iconic subscription where there will be a personal coach who will be guiding you. You will be tracking the plan, bi-weekly revisions, highlights, progress. All these things will be taken care, my dear student. I strongly recommend for those who are away from the hotspots of the preparation and also those who are preparing alone. See here, my dear students, for 2 years you'll be charged just 1,04,000, my dear, with my promo code, of course. My dear students, not only that, here at Unacademy we are catering to the needs of what you want, not only what we think is the needed thing. Like we have got bilingual, we have got Hindi and English. We have got packages for 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, NCRT courses. All these things are starting at 8th February, my dear student. If you have not yet enrolled, please do enroll. Don't miss this opportunity. Don't be late. I think you already have a fair idea of Unacademy Combat. It's one of the most competitive gamified UPSC civil service battle, my dear students. There will be 45 questions, 60 minutes, and also there will be relative scoring. And you will be winning amazing prizes. It's on 7th February 11 a.m. this time. Please do enroll. My dear students, not only that, we are having a combo pack where you'll be having both optional and also GS together. With this, you'll be getting a lot of benefits like you'll be getting nearly 40% discount if you take 3 year subscription. 40%, my dear students. So I strongly suggest you to take this subscription. Having said that, let's start budget 2021 A to Z line by line, my dear students. As I always say, my dear students, you have to go through the syllabus. I repeat, you have to go through the syllabus. I strongly advocate this and I even take 1 to 2 minutes to daily say this. My dear students, your preparation will be directionless if you don't have syllabus in your mind. Since some of my students, even after me saying they have not gone through the syllabus, that is the reason I am putting all these things. Please go through pause the video. Please go through the syllabus one. This is GS1. There's 12 topics, 20 topics with respect to GS2, and you will be having 20 topics when you take GS3 ethics. Please go through all these things. Pause for a while. This is the thing. Only this is that which is getting you IAS. This is that which is giving you IAS, IPS, all the services. If this is there in your mind, you can clear the things very easily because your mind assimilate the things very easily. Having said that, my dear students, let's begin today's class where we'll be completely discussing the budget documents, the 14 budget documents, starting with Finance Minister's budget speech. In this, my dear students, we are in part A, which is the most important thing. It is based on the 6 pillars what Madam has mentioned. Budget speech is the most important thing. You have to internalize this thing. Let me go. Let me brief the things which we have already discussed. We have discussed all these things. I'll be going very fast to have a pictorial memory for you. That is this Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, providing free food, all these things. Then Atmanirbhar Bharat package, all these things have almost like costed more than 30% of the GDP. Notable reforms, please note down and have a fair idea of these things. COVID-19, the things, the relations among the world at the global level are changing similar to the Second World War. 2021 is a very very great important thing because of following events. My dear students, please internalize these things. And the most important concept is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Here I will take a minute to explain this again. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the essence, is the vision of the entire budget speech other than the taxing structure which is there in part B. Entire part A is about Atmanirbhar Bharat. What is Atmanirbhar Bharat? That you should have a fair understanding. As given in the budget itself, Atmanirbhar Bharat is an expression of 130 crores Indians who have full confidence in their capabilities and skills. Got it? What is Atmanirbhar? Means self-reliant. People who have confidence in their capabilities and skills. If you are capable, if you are self-reliant, this means that you have confidence not in money, not in something, not in our asset, in your capabilities and skills. That is true, my dear students. If you have money, you won't be self-reliant, you won't be confident. But when you have confidence over what the capacities you have, capabilities you will be having, you will be self-reliant. Then we can say that Atmanirbharata hai aap mein. My dear students, in this regards, budget is divided into 6 pillars. In this first one, health and well-being, it's based on concentration or focus on 3 areas: preventive, curative, and well-being. In that, Pradhan Mantri Atmanirbhar Swasthya Bharat Yojana, very very important thing for the next 6 years. It will be there. It's a centrally sponsored program, not center sector. It's a sponsored program for 6 years with 60,000 crores on health services, national, based on in the institutional setup and all these things, not including the national health mission. This is separate thing. Then in nutrition we have got portion 2. In universal coverage of water supply we have got Jal Jeevan mission, where all the urban local bodies will be connected with water. And in addition, in Amrut cities, there will be liquid waste management. Then Urban Swachh Bharat 2 is the thing which will be coming to you. Urban Swachh Bharat mission for next 5 years till 2026. Then clean air, all the 42 urban cities with a population of more than 1 million will be covered, and scrapping policy where you will be made to undergo a automated fitness in automated fitness centers after 20 years in case of personal vehicles and after 15 years in case of commercial vehicles. An important thing, pneumococcal vaccine, it is indigenously developed. It will be rolled out to throughout the country. And for COVID-19, we are spending 35,000 crores. Next is inclusive development for aspirational India, in that agriculture and allied things where the minimum support price MSP is at least 1.5 the cost of production, and Swamitwa, a record of rights is being given to the property owners in villages. This will be rolled out to all the states. Agriculture credit, the focus will be on animal husbandry, dairy and fisheries. Rural Infrastructure Development Fund allocation is increased to 40,000 crores. Micro Irrigation Fund, which is there under NABARD, the corpus of 5,000 crores will be doubled by augmenting another 5,000 crores. Operation Green Scheme, which is concentrating on value addition and export of agricultural products, which was just limited to tomato, onion, and potatoes, will be enlarged to 22 perishable products. Now you are aware of eNAM. 100 more mandis will be integrated with eNAM. Agricultural Infrastructure Fund will be available for APMCs for augmenting their infrastructure facilities. Fisheries, here we have the development of major fishing harbors, 5 major fishing harbors, and also we are coming up with multi-purpose seaweed park at Tamil Nadu, multi-purpose seaweed park at Tamil Nadu for migrant workers. To help them, we have come up with one nation, one ration card scheme where you can get the ration from anywhere, and just 3 states and union territories are left. They also will be covered in next few months. We have come up with a portal for unorganized labor force, especially those migrants, gig and building construction workers. Next, we are implementing 4 important labor codes. My dear students, this is a thing which I have to give a little bit time. Here, these are the things which were long waiting, long pending for the last 20 years, my dear students. Number one, first time globally, social security benefits are extended to giga and platform workers. Giga, like contractual workers, you can say. Platform workers means those who are using platform like Ola, Uber, Amazon, their platforms. Number one, for them also we are going to give social security benefits. Next, minimum wages will apply to all categories of workers, and they will be covered by employers state insurance corporation. Women will be allowed to work in all categories, including the night shifts, and the compliance burden on employer will be reduced with single registration and licensing and online returns, my dear students. Financial inclusion, in which the Stand Up India program, which was for SC, ST, and women, there is a reduction in the margin money required, that is from 25 to 15%. Then MSME sector, the budget allocation has been doubled this time. Next, reinvigorating the human capital. In this, the school education. In the school education, 15,000 schools will be strengthened to include all the components of national education policy, and they will serve as model schools in the area. Then 100 new signing schools will be opened. Important thing is in partnership with NGO, private schools or the states. Very important thing, Higher Education Commission of India will be set up through a legislation, through a law, through an act. It is umbrella organization the having the things with respect to standard setting, accreditation, regulation, and funding. Then, higher education, there are many cities where Government of India supported institutions are there. Say, for example, in Hyderabad, we have got 40. So, a glue grant will be provided for such 9 cities where all these things, all these institutions will be held together. Next, Central University in Leh, 1750 Eklavya model residential schools with a higher allocation of 38 crores and in difficult areas 48 crores. Post-matric scholarship has been revamped and it will benefit 4 crore students over a period of 6 years and it will be till 2026. Killing in this we have got National Apprenticeship Promotional Scheme which was launched in 2016. It will be amended to make it further enhance the apprenticeship opportunities for the youth. My dear students, we have got training inter-training program TITP with Japan and we are in partnership with Saudi Arabia for the deployment of certified workers, innovation and R&D. In this, National Research Foundation will be a reality from now. National Research Foundation with the outlay of 50,000 crores over 5 years. It will ensure the overall research ecosystem, my dear students. National Research Foundation, very important thing, new thing. To promote digital payment, we are spending 1,500 crores. National Language Translation Mission for translating the knowledge present in the internet with respect to governance and policy to major Indian languages. National Language Translation Mission. PSLV CS51 will be launched this year and it will be carrying Amazonia satellite from Brazil with another some few Indian small satellite. This will be executed by New Space India Limited. First unmanned launch will be taking place this year in December. As a part of that, and as a part of Gaganayana mission, 4 Indian astronauts are being trained in generic space flights in Russia. Deep Ocean mission has been launched and it will be for another 5 years, where survey exploration and conservation of the biodiversity are the major things. Minimum governance, maximum government, the basic thing for LPG. Here, first thing is rationalizing the functioning of the tribunals for speedy delivery of justice. Then National Commission for Allied Health Professionals Bill, very important. It's already introduced in the Parliament with a view to ensure transparent and efficient regulation of 52 allied health sector. And for nurses, National Nursing and Midwifery Commission Bill will be introduced. My dear students, conciliation mechanism will be provided for dispute resolution for those who deal with government and or central public service, public sector enterprises or the contractors. Then census 2021 will be the first digital census. Goa will be celebrating Diamond Jubilee year because of its liberation of Portuguese rule this year. Special package for the tree workers in Assam and West Bengal, was especially for women and children. Having said all these things, my dear students, let's start physical and financial capital and infrastructure today. Right? My dear students, I think by now you have got a fair understanding of the things. We have repeated this ample time. Now we are getting into the new thing, that is physical, financial and capital and infrastructure. These are the things. That is the reason, though this was the second pillar in Madam's speech, I've taken this last because of this large variation. My dear students, here you should know at least one line or two line with respect to all these things. See, physical and financial capital on infrastructure. In this, the first thing they have spoken about product linked incentive scheme. Product production, sorry, production linked incentive scheme. The incentives will be provided based on the production. In textile, Mitra scheme is there. And in case of infrastructure, we need large finance, huge amount of finance. For this, we are using some institutional structures. We are creating some institutional structure number for financing infrastructure products. National infrastructure pipeline, over 7,000 projects they are running. For that, we need large amount of funds. For this, how the madam said that madam is like getting those funds, generating those funds. Number one, by creating institutional structures. Number one. Number two, by asset monetization. Number three, by increase in capital budget or increase in capital expenditure in these things. Then we'll be talking about roads and highways, new express corridors, or we'll be talking. Then we'll be discussing railway infrastructure, where we will be having many new features with respect to accident prevention, other things. Then coming to urban infrastructure, where we are bringing the private in a big way, and we are coming out with two new technologies in metro, neo and nano. Then we will be studying power infrastructure, power infrastructure, ports, ships and waterways, petroleum and natural gas. Next, all these things we'll be discussing in our next class, because this for this you need a little deeper understanding, my dear student. In this section, we'll be discussing all these things in detail. If you get any doubt with respect to any line or even any word, you can ask me. Having said that, let's begin. Atmanirbhar Bharata PLI, Production Linked Incentive Scheme. Why we are having Production Linked Incentive Scheme? This we have for Atmanirbhar Bharat. The whole of section A is about Atmanirbhar Bharat. In Atmanirbhar Bharat, what exactly? Why production linked incentive? It is to achieve India's target of USD 5 million economy. USD, sorry, 5 trillion economy. How to reach this 5 trillion economy? This is possible only by, my dear students, please internalize these things. How can India become a USD, United, United States dollar 5 trillion economy in dollars times? How this can happen a reality? This can happen a reality only when our manufacturing sector has to grow. Only when our manufacturing sector grow in double digits, not 1, 2, 3%. At least in double digits they have to grow, and that too on a sustained basis, not like 1 year 15%, next year 2%. No, double digit on a sustained basis, then only we can achieve this. And our manufacturing companies need to become an integral part of the global supply chain. Very, very important. See, say for example, now we really had a very, very bad sentiment for China during the stand of what we had during the pandemic. Even then, even then, Chinese products were at the top. In many cases, number one in India. It doesn't mean that we are not patriots, or it doesn't mean that we don't have any hatred feelings for our enemies. But what it meant is, now China has become an integral part of the global supply chain. There is no replacement at this point of time. That is the reason why we couldn't do anything. That was the fact. Even the big brother USA also could not do anything. We should become part of the global supply chain, and also we should possess core competence and cutting edge technologies, my dear student. This will be a very important thing. This may be asked in prelims also, and this may be asked in mains also. From mains point of view, it will be very, very important. One thing is we have to double, especially in manufacturing sector growth rate. Why manufacturing sector? The more to a greater extent, we have reached the thing with respect to service sector. Not only that, after Second World War, why did America emerge as a superpower? Because of the manufacturing sector. You're getting me? Because of the manufacturing sector, America was producing a lot of goods and services. That is now China somehow is in that place today. That is the reason why China has this might and muscle. We also should have a strong manufacturing sector, not only for global thing. We have got a huge domestic demand itself. Then production linked incentive schemes will achieve this 5 trillion. How? By creating manufacturing, this production linked incentives scheme will create manufacturing global creating manufacturing global champions for an Atmanirbhar Bharata have been announced in 13 sector already, and this will be for 5 years starting from 2021. Production linked incentive scheme, it will be for 5 years, my dear students, and 13 sector, and it will be a huge nearly 2 lakh crores. It will help bring the scale and size. It will bring about scale and size. Large scale production leads to reduction in the cost. Create and nurture global champions, and not only that, it will provide job to our youth. My dear students, these are the things which you should keep in mind. Next, textile. Here, one of the most important thing you have to remember this time with respect to textiles is Mitra, Mega Investment Textiles Parks. Mitra means full form. Mitra is the acronym for Mega Investment Textiles Park. This will be launched in addition to PLI. Seven textile parks. Seven textile park, very important, will be established in 3 years. Mitra can enable textile industry to become global competitive, attract large investment, boost employment generation. Mitra will create world-class infrastructure in plug and play facilities will also be provided. Will create world-class infrastructure with plug and play facilities to enable create global champions, especially the startups and innovators. What is this plug and play? See, think that this is a switch. So before starting, what do? You plug in, afterwards you play. Means to say that there is no need for you to develop to have a office, taking the office for rent, building up the whole infrastructure, afterwards working. No need of that. That all will be provided in Mitra itself. What you have to do? Just go, take the place, and start your work. Plug and play means everything ready. You have to go, you have to plug, start, put your laptop, start working like that. Are you getting me? So this Mitra will create world-class infrastructure with plug and play facilities to enable create global champions in export. Plug and play offices are virtual offices that give you the same benefit of traditional office without having to spend a fortune. As the name suggests, these are offices or ones where you can literally plug in your laptop and get to work. Right? National infrastructure pipeline, a very important thing, my dear students. Reading newspaper all are important, but the things given in budget are very important. With respect to infrastructure, if you have one project or one project which you should not remember, should not forget, that is national infrastructure pipeline. My dear students, here in this, now we have got nearly 7,500 projects, 7,500 infrastructure project under national infrastructure pipeline, which was announced in December 2019. It's the first of its kind whole of government exercise ever undertaken by Government of India in such a large scale. Think, my dear students, 7,500 projects, not one, not two, 7,500 major projects. It requires a lot of funds, don't you think so? It requires a lot of funds. It will require a major increase in funds both from the government and also financial sector. So for this, we have come up with three important things. In our budget, we are thinking of increasing this funding in three ways. What are these? Number one, by creating institutional structures for national infrastructure pipeline, where we have got more than 7,000 projects. We need a lot of money, both from government and also financial sector. For this, in this budget, we are creating we are funding these things by three ways. One is institutional structures, means we are creating some institutions, some bodies, some agencies which will provide money. Next, by big trust on monetizing asset. Say for example, you have got a lot of government vacant land. Monetize it, monetizing the things, enhancing the share of capital expenditure in the central budget. As you are aware, revenue revenue expenditure, which is there for our day-to-day activities or things like that, it won't lead to asset creation. Only capital expenditure leads to asset creation. So if you are spending 100 rupees, major part if you are spending on revenue asset, there won't be any asset created for future. So we have, what is the take home? Major portion of our budget should be having capital expenditure, or we have to at least increase the capital expenditure in every year budget. In this direction, my dear students, first, infrastructure financing by creating institutional structure. This is a very important thing. Development Financial Institution DFI bill will be introduced. I repeat, Development Financial Institution DFI. Internalize this. This will be reality in future for you. You have to use this term and again. A bill will be introduced to set up DFI. Bill will be introduced means legislation is made. These are like very big infrastructure things for which if you don't have a bill, people won't believe, foreign investors won't believe, because executive resolution, they can change the executive whenever he want, he can change. But when it is in the form of an act, when the bill passes, it becomes an act or law. Foreigner or those people who invest in that will have some faith. So the bill will be introduced to for development financial institution, to creating development financial institution. For thus 20,000 crores to capitalize this institution. 20,000 crores will be given by the government. The ambition is to have a lending portfolio of at least 5 lakh crores for this. So we are giving 20,000 crores as a capital with the ambition that the lending portfolio of at least 5 lakh crores for this DFI in 3 years. Then you may ask me, like, the 20,000 crores we are giving, then how we are expecting like a lending portfolio of 5 lakh crores? My dear students, this is the principle on which the banking system runs also. I'll give a simple example. Say for example, in a bank, think that you have got 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. A will draw this 1,000 rupees. Why he draws? You want to purchase some things. You want to purchase some things. So you will give to B. What B will do? He will deposit in bank. He will do some transaction through this one. He will give to C. C will do the same thing. Means here money is in circulation. Money is multiplied by circulating this money. And not only that, we'll be having many other measures, right? So very important thing, development financial institution DFI, and a bill will be introduced to set up this. 20,000 corpus will be given, and the ambition is to see that 5 lakh crores of lending portfolio is created in next 3 years. Next, why development financial institution, you may ask me? Because institute infrastructure needs long debt financing. Say for example, you're building a metro, you're building a highway, you're building a road. Can we complete this whole transaction in 5 days, 6 days, 1 year? They will take long. Airport, building a new airport, it will take long time. So infrastructure needs long term debt financing. What do you understand by debt financing? Is debt financing and financing through issue of shares same? We'll discuss that. So why DFI, development financial institution, is that infrastructure needs long term debt financing, and a professionally managed development financial institution is necessary to act as a provider, enabler, catalyst for infrastructure financing. Until and unless there is a professionally managed development financial institution, debt financing cannot take properly. Then there won't be provider, enabler, and catalyst. Then you may ask me, like, what is this debt financing? This debt financing is different from raising money through equity. My dear students, what is the difference here? Debt is different, your shares are different. Here in shares, when you buy the share, you will become owner of this company. If you have 10% shares of a company, you are 10% owner of that company. On the other hand, with respect to debt financing, here they are selling they are selling their products like bonds, bills, and notes. This, after some time, we have to repay with interest. In debt financing, you have to pay interest. When a company borrows money to be paid back at future date with interest, it is known as debt financing. Debt financing happens when company raises money by selling debt instruments. What are these debt instruments? Like your bonds, bills, and notes. This is in opposite of equity financing, which include issuing stock to raise money. When you take the shares, you'll become part of this company. But when you buy these bonds, bills, you are not the part of this company, but the company owes money to you and they have to pay interest for this. Are you getting the difference? If you take share, you will become part of the company. But when you buy the bonds and bills or notes of a company, the company will give interest on maturity on these things. Next, invites and REITs. Here, foreign portfolio investment will be there. In what is that? InvITs and REITs, infrastructure investment trust. These are infrastructure investment trust and real estate investment trust. In these things, what is this first of all? Okay, first let us understand what is the main with respect to budget. Afterwards, I will explain this thing. Debt financing of debt financing, you know, mine by now the meaning of debt financing, you know. Debt financing of invites and rates by foreign portfolio investors will be enabled by making suitable amendment in the relevant legislation. So, to say that debt financing of infrastructure investment trust and real estate investment trust by foreign portfolio investors will happen. This will further ease the access of finance to infrastructure investment trust and also real estate investment trust, thus augmenting the funds for infrastructure and real estate sectors. My dear students, we are reading all these things as to infrastructure financing. In that, institutional structures. First, we have created development financial institution. This is an institution structure. Now we are allowing foreign portfolio investors in debt financing of infrastructure investment trust and real estate investment trust. What is this infrastructure investment trust and real estate investment trust? These are innovative vehicles, my dear students, that will allow the developers to monetize revenue generating real estate and infrastructure assets by pledging these assets. Say for example, say you have got a toll or road on a PPT model, you have built a road. Here you can pledge this road. This is like you have taken lease or something like that built by you, any of the thing. Here what is happening is you can monetize the revenue generating real estate and infrastructure asset. So through this you can monetize the things. And also here the investor can also invest, while the enabling investors or unit holders to invest in these assets without actually owning. Are you getting the point? So these are a typical form where you can developers can monetize the revenue generating real estate infrastructure assets, and also enabling investors and unit holders to invest in these assets without actually owning them. Right? A portfolio is, what is portfolio? We said that in invites and rates, portfolio investors will be allowed. What is this portfolio? Is the ownership of stock, bond, or other financial assets with the expectation that it will earn a return. It is a passive kind of ownership, opposite to the active management kind of thing. Here, if you are investing 10% portfolio, then you will be 10% owner of that company, but you are not active in management. You are said to be hands of ownership or passive owner. Asset monetization. What is asset monetization? Asset monetization involves creation of new sources of revenue by unlocking of the value of either to unutilized or underutilized public assets. Say for example, there is a government land, so you give that for private use, collect the rent, so you monetize that one. Internationally, it is recognized that public assets are the significant sources of resource, money for the economy. Monetization involves creating new source of revenue from those where there was not money generating. Are you getting me? It's like, say, for example, you are keeping some amount of money with you. It is not producing any returns. If you keep this in bank or anywhere, it will earn returns. So you are monetizing your money. Got it? Monetization. Here, national monetization pipeline, a very, very important thing. National monetization pipeline of the potential brownfield infrastructure assets. Brownfield infrastructure means those assets which are already there. Greenfield means you are creating those. Greenfield airport means freshly created. Will be launched. National monetization pipeline. National infrastructure pipeline we already have to give money, to generate income, to generate capital. We are we are monetizing the things. In that, an important thing is national monetization pipeline. An asset monetization dashboard will also be created for tracking purpose. Monetizing operating public infrastructure assets is a very important financing option for new infrastructure construction. Otherwise, see, we will be having, like, government is having a lot of land, airports are there, many assets are there. If they are not monetized, government won't be getting the money required for building infrastructure. My dear students, next is sharp increase in capital. So for now, my dear students, we have read two. The national infrastructure pipeline. We have got more than 750 projects, more than 7,500 projects in that. We need a lot of money. First is we have created institutional framework, institutions. Second, we monetize the thing. Third is we are increasing the capital budget. How we are increasing the capital budget? We are increasing the capital expenditure, number one, by the central government itself increasing. In the budget 2021, it was said that government will be spending 4.2 lakhs. Despite of corona, all these things, government has spent 4.39 crores. Means an increase. Previous year only 4.2 lakh crores. This time in this budget 21-22, we are spending 5.4 lakh crores. Means 35% increase, my dear students. And also not only that, we are keeping 44,000 crores in the budget head of Department of Economic Affairs to provide for the projects which are doing better. For the projects, programs and departments that show good progress in capital expenditure and are in need of further funds. So it is acting as a, we are keeping as a buffer. If some organization, some department, some program needs 44,000, which is there with the Department of Economic Affairs will be provided. Not only that, Government of India is also providing 2 lakh crores to states and autonomous bodies to create capital expenditure. Union government will also work out specific mechanisms to nudge, means like little pushing the states to step up more portion of their budget with respect to creation of infrastructure. They will be like, there will be gentle push by the center also. It will make the states to spend more on their budget on the creation of infrastructure. See, now we have dealt with three ways of funding the infrastructure projects. First is creating the institutional mechanism. Second is monetizing the things. Third is increasing the capital expenditure. In this capital expenditure, one is central government itself is putting more. Not only that, 44,000 crores is with the Ministry of Finance, that too Department of Economic Affairs. If there is a need, it will be used as a buffer. Not only that, above these things, 2 lakh crores are given to states and autonomous bodies for creation of capital expenditure. And the center will also try to see that states are spending more on capital assets. Next, roads and highways infrastructure. In this, we have come up with many new economic corridors. My dear students, just note all these things. In Tamil Nadu, we have got Madurai and Kollam corridor, and also Chittoor and Talcher corridor. In Kerala, we are having like 1,100 kilometer national highway works, including Mumbai Kanyakumari corridor. In West Bengal also, we are upgrading the existing road of Kolkata and Siliguri. In Assam, we are having constructing 1,300 kilometers of national highways. These are the important new new economic corridors. With respect to railway infrastructure, many things are changing, especially the one Indian Railways has prepared a national rail plan for India 2030. Indian Railways has prepared a national rail plan for 2030. The plan is to create a future ready rail system by 2030. What is this future ready? Means to say that the plan will create such a system that will be ready to meet the future needs. Means till 2050, if we are expecting some things, those things will be ready by 2030 itself. Are you getting my point? The infrastructure or the plan what we are implementing by 2020, 2030 will be catering to the needs which we will be with the needs which arise till 2050, maybe with respect to the size, anything. So the plan is to create future ready rail system which can work till 2050. Bringing down logistic cost of our industry is the core of our strategies to enable Make in India. My dear students, Make in India cannot be reality until and unless logistic cost is reduced. Logistic cost means the cost which you incur on transportation of material from one place to another. If the logistic cost itself is very high, how can you make the manufacturing sector viable? My dear students, I will give a simple example for you. Amazon, why is it more efficient? The main reason is it has reduced the logistic cost. To send something through post or anything like that, you will be incurring like 50 to 100 rupees. But if you are buying something for more than 500 rupees, they are delivering the things. That too, they are delivering doors delivery without transportation cost. It is expected that Western dedicated French corridor and Eastern dedicated freight corridor will be commissioned by 2022. Very important thing. June 2022, Western dedicated French corridor and Eastern dedicated freight corridor means only for goods, freight and passenger different. So only goods will be there. Western dedicated freight corridor and Eastern dedicated freight corridor will be commissioned by June 2022. Passenger convenience and safety. Passenger convenience and safety will be increased. Here we'll be introducing aesthetically designed Vista Doom LHB coach to on tourist route to give a better traveling experience to the passenger. So passengers convenience and safety. In convenience, we are introducing aesthetically designed Vesta Doom LHB coaches. What are these? My dear students, these appear like this. So the things which you can see here, do you find any difference between the things which you see and here? So here, see how good it is. Here you'll be having like 360-degree rotatable seats, and there will be large space for observation. All these things. Vesta Doom coaches. Then in high density network and highly utilized network routes, Indian Railways will be provided with indigenously developed automatic train protection system that eliminates train collision due to human error. This is a very important thing, and more important is it is indigenously developed. If there is any human error happening, and because of that, if there is accident, this can be avoided by indigenously developed automatic train protection system. Next, urban infrastructure. Rising the share of public transport in urban area is a very important thing. It is often spoken because if you raise the share of public transport in urban areas, my dear students, the efficiency will increase, cost per person will decrease, pollution will decrease, our bills, importing bills will decrease. So we have to raise the share of public transport in urban areas. My dear students, this can happen through expansion of metro rail and also augmenting the city bus services. So for this, a new scheme is launched. New scheme is launched for expansion of metro rail network and also augmentation of city bus services at a cost of whopping 18,000 crores to support the public bus service transport. The scheme will facilitate the development of innovative PPT models, public-private models, to enable private sector players to finance, acquire, operate, and maintain over 20,000 buses, my dear. So here we are involving private sector on PPP mode because we had a huge success with respect to roads. So somehow we are not finding that success when it is operated by our state owned public transport system. So we are trying to bring PPP model here. The scheme will boost the automobile industry and also it will create a lot of employment opportunities and also increase the mobility and access in urban areas. A very important statistics is given in the budget, that is as of now we are having 700 kilometers of metro, conventional metro operational, and another 1,000 kilometers of metro and RRTS, transit system. Regional rapid transit system is under construction in 27 cities, my dear students. Very important. So already we are having 700 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers of metro and RRTS, regional rapid transmission system. They are under construction in 27 cities. New technologies, that is Metro Light and Metro Neo, will be deployed to provide metro rail systems at much lesser cost. Very important here, 2 3 points you have to internalize. Metro Light and Metro Neo, not for big cities, it is for the tier 2 cities to provide rail service at much lesser cost with the same experience. convenience and safety in Tier 2 cities and peripheral areas of Tier 1 cities in peripheral areas, right? So, in Tier 2 cities and peripheral areas of Tier 1 cities, we are using Metro Light and Metro Neo. Next, we are coming up with new projects, especially with the metro. One is in Kochi, phase 2. Phase 2 means already metro is there. Chennai, phase 2. Bangalore also phase 2. In Nagpur also phase 2. In Nasik, we are coming up with metro now. So these are also financed by center. Power sector, a very important statistics here once again. In the last 6 years of the Modi government, they have added 139 gigawatts of installed capacity. 139 watts of installed capacity, connected an additional 2.8 crore households, and added 1.41 lakh circuit kilometers transmission line. I repeat, 139 gigawatts of installed capacity. Additionally, they have connected 2.8 crore households, and also 1 lakh 41 lakh circuit kilometer of transmission line has been added. A framework for more than one distribution company, this will be becoming reality, because as of now, distribution companies across the country are the monopoly of either government or the private. Means there will be only one distribution company. Because of this, there are many things like efficiency, all these things not happening. Since there is a monopoly, the chances of having competitiveness, efficiency, and reduction in price will decrease. So we want to see that the consumer have the choice of more than one distribution company. There is a need to provide choice to the consumers by promoting competition. A framework will be put in place to give consumers alternative to choose from among more than one distribution company. So from this year on, from the next financial year onwards, distribution companies won't be having monopoly, whether it's government or the private. You can choose from the distribution company which you want. Next, hydrogen energy mission for generating hydrogen from green power sources. Green power sources are those which are naturally available. This will be launched in next financial year. A very important thing. What is green energy mission? Green energy mission means generating hydrogen from green power sources. My dear students, next, ports, ships, and waterways. Ports, shipping, and waterways. Major ports are now managed through the governmental organization or the governmental agencies. So we are finding a lot of inefficiency. Wherever government is involved, efficiency to a greater extent it has decreased. Public sector undertaking, which are the jewels where there is a lot of investment, are making a lot of loss. That is the reason why we went on disinvestment. Even we are selling off some of them. From now on, major ports will be, to begin with, some major ports will be managed by PPP model. See, don't you see this is one of the good method? Say for example, my dear students, I will give you an analogy. Sometimes you come across a board. Toll road ends here. Toll road ends here. Suddenly after that, what you will find? A road which is not at all good. Means till the end of the toll road, you are having many good things. As soon as the toll road end, the roads are not at all good because they are managed by the government, PWD, major ports. So we are bringing about PPP in port management also. Major ports will be moving from managing their operational services on their own to a model where private partnership will manage it for partner will manage it for you. For the purpose, 7 projects worth more than 2,000 crores will be offered by the major ports on PPP model in the financial year 21-22. Isn't it? I hope this will be of a great success. Next, flagging of merchant ships in India. So here government has announced a new thing. You should now should have a fair understanding of what is flagging of merchant ships. Flagging means according to flag of convection means here the ships, merchant ships should be registered in at least one country. Say for example, I am from India and I am owning a ship. I can register my ship in, say for example, some country like Japan. So my ship will be ruled by the legislations of Japan. This is known as flagging of merchant ships in India. Flagging of merchant ships in India means a person who is owning a ship, say for example, I'm from Japan, I own a ship. So I'll be flagging in India means I'll be registering that ship in India. Flagging is a process of adding a vessel to a national register. Flag of convenience FOC, ships owners register a merchant ship in a ship register of a country other than that of the ship's owners, and the ship flies the civil ensign of that country called as flag state. Got it? The scheme will provide the scheme will promote flagging of merchant ships in India, and this will be launched this financial. This will be facilitated by providing subsidy support to Indian shipping companies in a global tendering floated by ministries and central public service enterprises. For this, or like 1,624 crores for a period of 5 years will be. This initiative will enable greater training employment opportunity for Indian seafarers beside enhancing Indian companies' share in global shipping. Got it? Any doubt with flagging of merchant ships? Right? Okay. Ship recycling ads. This is a very important thing. And Hong Kong International Convention. You have to remember Hong Kong International Convention for Safety and Environmentally Sound Recycling of Ships. So it is for recycling of ships. Hong Kong International Convention. It has not entered into force and it is overseen by International Maritime Organization IMO. India has already enacted Recycling of the Ships Act 2019. India has enacted Recycling of Ships Act 2019 and acceded to Hong Kong International Convention. Very important things, please internalize. This you may get in preliminary examination. Hong Kong International Convention. Around 90 ship recycling air in along in Gujarat are already have achieved Hong Kong International Convention compliance certificates, and government will make it efforts to bring more ships to India from Europe and Japan for ship recycling capacity of around 4.5 million light disposable ton will be doubled by 2024. You have to internalize this. We have got now the recycling capacity of 4.5 million light disposable tonnage. Means light disposable tonnage means the weight of the ship, the exact weight of the ship. other than the things present there like water, all these things. So exact weight of the ship, displacement tonnage. This is expected to generate additional 1.5 lakh jobs to our youths, my dear students. It will be a very huge thing. Next, other things like see here from 11, I'm jumping to the 19th topic because before that we have got many important things which needs a lot of understanding from economy, all these things that we will take up tomorrow. The 19th government financial reforms. This is a very, very important thing, my dear students. Please internalize this one. The concept is pretty interesting. Government financial reforms. Treasury single account for universal application. What is this treasury single account? Means previously what used to happen after the money is approved, money will be distributed, money will be given to the respective bodies or agencies for a project or anything. These bodies or agencies, what they used to do, they used to keep this money in some bank. Afterwards, some more they may use at the later period. See, think like that. Money is given to some four organization. They all this have kept money in different banks. Here some 50,000 crores here, things like that. But on the other hand, the central government is not having money. Here money is not been used properly. Are you getting me? Money once it is sanctioned, it will be kept with those implementing agencies or using agencies. These agencies will keep money in some bank. This won't be utilized properly and this won't be used instantaneously. So what is now their thinking is treasury single account means directly you can draw from a single account. All the ministries and central government will be taking from the treasury itself. Previously, it will be given to the agency. Agency used to manage this money in some account in some bank. Now all these things will be here itself. Whenever you want, you can just directly take. Under treasury single account system, agencies directly draw fund from the government's account at the time of actual expenditure. This saves interest costs. My dear students, TAS at present has been done successfully with autonomous bodies. For the success of its use in autonomous bodies, task system will be extended to universal application from 2021-22. Means that all the things, all the ministries and departments will be drawing money from the treasury directly. Are you getting me? Do you have any doubt with respect to treasury single account? Treasury single account, a very, very important thing. Treasury single account for all central ministries and department under the existing process. After the approval, funds are allocated and distributed to various ministry departments and autonomous bodies. It has been observed that the funds that are being utilized and kept idle, it has been observed that the funds are not being utilized and kept idle in other bank accounts. See here we are after release under the existing process. After the approval, funds are allocated and distributed to various ministries. These ministries, departments or autonomous bodies, they will keep the money in separate account in separate banks. So it will be idle. Because see for example, there are 100 things like this. In 100 bank accounts, there will be money at some point of the other time. Think this is all there with the one treasury itself. Whenever they need, they can take this one. TAS, treasury single account, is a unified structure of the government bank account that gives the consolidated view of the government cash resources. Based on the principle of unity of cash and unity of treasury, TAS is a bank account. Cash is a bank account or a set of linked accounts through which the government transits all receipts and payments. Clear? Any doubt, my dear students? Moving forward, next with respect to centrally sponsored schemes. My dear students, centrally sector is different. Just remember, you may because it's many of the students often confuse. As I say, whenever you encounter some things in duality, say for example, repo, reverse repo, CLR, SLR. What I say is remember one, other you can remember. What is that? How? Monetary policy and fiscal policy. Remember one, fiscal finance minister thing. Monetary policy some more. Next will be left will be RBI. Here you remember centrally sponsored. What is that? Centrally sponsoring. So you can remember easily. Centrally sponsoring to the states. This centrally sponsored schemes will be in the form of sharing the things like 80-20 or 70-30. These are central sponsored, and these sponsored things will be on the subjects other than the union list. In case of union list subject, we will be having central sector scheme as recommended by the second, like 15th ARC commission and also second ARC. There is a need to rationalize and bring down the number of centrally sponsored schemes. An important definition given by Regional Committee report is that centrally sponsored schemes are those which are funded directly by the central minister department and implemented by the states and their agencies irrespective of their pattern of financing unless they fall under the central sphere of responsibility that is clear, my dear students. Next is with respect to cooperatives. Here one of the important thing is with respect to cooperatives, we are setting up a new administrative structure for cooperatives. Why? We are coming up with new administrative structure for cooperative to increase the ease of doing business. And also, we are committed to develop multi-state cooperatives. My dear students, any doubt with respect to the things what we have discussed? If you have any doubt, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer these things. Okay. If you don't have any doubt, my dear students, I reiterate, if you want to master these things, if you are appearing in your 2022 23, also you can attend my class, because if you have mastered these things this year, next time it will be very easy for you. It gives a lot of confidence. My dear students, I'll be giving those things A to Z to begin with in this month. Afterwards I will be going for shorter version, just all these things, right? Any doubt with respect to this thing? If you don't have any doubt, my dear students, I request you to like, share, and subscribe everything. And whenever you get encountered with Unacademy, please use my promo code Buddha10 and get 10% discount. Having said that, let's crack UPSC. Let's get first rank. Enjoy your preparation. Happy reading.